Welcome everyone to the Goddess Temple. My name is Chris. For today's video, what I have coming through is this sweet little space where you finally did it. All the stories that you had, this upgrade that you were waiting for, right? This knowledge, this wisdom, this upgrade that you were waiting for. The stories around it, the illusions of it, the what ifs, the sense of what if it doesn't work out? What if it ends up poorly? But the thing is, ask yourself this. Are you questioning if it'll work out for the best? Or if it'll work out for the worst? I typically don't like to move through the dualities and these very direct, polarizing concepts. And yet I feel like it's something important to ask. And it's not something that you ask all the time either, right? Be discerning of when you use the tools, right? Whether it's self-help or anything to do with fitness, health, wellness, even your work, anything and everything, right? Just be discerning of if it is ideal and necessary for you to use and navigate through at this time. And if it is serving you, wonderful. The thing is, sometimes even those things that are serving you may not serve you in the long run. Okay, so, and also you can adopt practices that are, sustainable, that can be practiced in a way that you can grab whenever you need it, right? And that's the thing. You are taking up practices and stories and movements that come to you when it comes to you, when it is needed. And something that I've learned with Ayurveda is that this holistic medicine, one of the main things that it teaches, and it's, yes, there's all these rules and boundaries and containers and protocols, and they're all wonderful, amazing things. Beyond all of those, there's the core basics of life that is to be lived, right? Satiating these core basics allows you to expand out and get a little bit more creative with how you put together your life. And there is this other little component, which is it depends. It depends. Being discerning of when to use which. To know how to use which tool when it's needed, how to use it, how to alchemize it, to study it. To build up the discipline and the practices to study what is being used. This is why and how yoga and Ayurveda merge together, how they do fuse together. And you can also begin to incorporate all the other Vedic sciences and how those interplay with life and the way that life moves and the way that life grows. But yes, bringing it back to this little place of which ideology are you entertaining, right? Just because you always entertain something positive, right? Wanting, hoping, dreaming for something positive, something good. It's also not an invitation to bypass and to put away the displeasure, right? It's this beautiful dance where you take these two polarities, right? These two opposites, and you merge them together. So it's this beautiful dance without you understanding. These are going to be concepts that you've already heard. I know I'm repeating myself. I know I'm not coming up with anything new, and at the same time it just feels like it was so needed to be discussed right now. So there's these two concepts of polarities. I'm trying my best to um tune myself back in and come back into alignment with what I was saying, but it's kind of fleeting. Okay, so let me try that again. You come into these two polarizing components, these two polarizing aspects, and one of them is something pleasurable, right? Something good. And then this other part is something of displeasure, something that's a bit painful to navigate through. And they're all revolving around this one concept, this one idea of you wanting something different than what you have. That's it. It's plain and simple as that. And we're going to hold that in a place of it not being something good or bad, but just the fact that it is there. Just the fact that it is something we live in, somewhere that we live in, that allows us to fully accept that we have this desire, we have this pulse, this sensation. And the whole journey of getting to that next place, this impulse, it's a journey. And this is where you go through the hero's journey. And so I feel like for whoever this is for, it's the hero's journey that you're on. You're on this journey and you're wanting to get to a certain place. You've been dreaming and fantasizing about this heaven on earth, this idea, this concept, trying to build the tools, acquire all the knowledge, all the wisdom. You've met so many people, you've worked through everything that you needed to. You tried out certain things of how it looks like if you are to be a certain way, how that feels like, how can you sustain it, because you don't want it to go anywhere, you don't want to experience the pain, the struggle, the challenges that you did prior hand. And so you're doing this as you go through this journey, right? As you're building all of these tools, these skills, you realize that there's one thing that you forgot to address. It's just this desire that you don't want to suffer like the way that you did. There's nothing wrong with wanting what you want. There's nothing wrong with feeling what you're feeling. And yet, you're so afraid to look at this feeling that you do not want to suffer like the way that you suffered once before. You don't want to go through it again. You don't want to have to repeat yourself. You're done repeating yourself and circling in that very same place. You're done with it. You're like, I'm going to the next level. I'm growing. Too bad. I'm doing it. I'm leaving you all behind. I don't care. I am doing it. I am growing. I am moving. I am not the same person, period, point final. End of story. Right? And you start to notice the attitude that you had when you first started off your journey. You start cleaning up that attitude. You start moving through the stories. You start taking up better responsibility. You start holding yourself accountable. You start making really good, I don't know why, but I feel really called to say money. You start making really good money. And you notice that if I can have this with just this little minimal effort, just imagine what else. and you start dreaming. And you start leaning into that and moving in and playing with that little part. And you see that it's okay for you to dream. It's okay for you to have fun and move and breathe and play the way that you want to play. And yet, you still have this emotion, the sensation, this very faint, lingering fear. You still haven't addressed the fear. You still haven't looked at it. You looked at it partially, but not in its entirety. And I'm here to tell you that there's so many ways of addressing it. There's so many ways to heal and look at this thing that you're not addressing, this pain, this emotion, this memory. There's so many ways of addressing it. And it could be that you took on something of your ancestors, right? There's also that story. Could be that you took on a story of your collective, of your community. You're playing out those dynamics. So, what I'm here to tell you is that you do not have to play out the stories and the dynamics if you don't want to. You have free will, you have choice. Now, just because you understand that you have choice, it doesn't mean it exempts you from having to look at what is depleting you. Look at it. Actually look at it. Actually feel it and move through it. It could be the very next thing that allows you to build an empire and continue to build the empire that you want, the legacy, the dream, the vision, the lifestyle, whatever it is you're creating. You have the capacity to choose how you want to heal yourself for you to progress and grow. You can let someone else take care of all the knowledge and wisdom and then take you through the full experience. You can do that. You could be the one that wants to learn how to do it. And so you find someone that teaches it. You could be the one that wants to learn it, study it. You don't necessarily want to teach it, but it's like, of course you're going to talk about it. Of course you're going to share this wonderful thing. You're going to support people, grow, build, have the community that you want to have. I don't know if I said that word correctly. Have the community that you want to have. Yeah, so just move through with the life that you want to have. Actually look at what you're experiencing. And I get that sometimes it could be a little bit frightening to look at what you want to, what you've been avoiding, because what if it takes away the fun? What if it takes away the delulu? Right? Sometimes we do want to be in our delusion, and it's holding ourselves accountable for that. It's even telling our partners, hey, just be delusional with me, please. And if you don't want to, then that's fine. I'll go find someone else. Right? It's just plain and simple as that. Who wants to create the life that you are wanting to create? Who is this community? Who is this? Who are you? And why are you creating it? Sometimes it just could be that it's not even a why. There's nothing to it. It's just an impulse. It's like your next logical thing that you would do. Have the courage to look at the shadows whenever it comes up. It's not fun, but it can be made fun. It doesn't have to be so frightening and scary. It can be playful. And that's up to you on how you approach it. So have fun with building and growing and expanding in this beautiful life. Have the courage to face what you need to face. Have the courage to meet yourself. Have the courage to see the parts of you that have messed up, that weren't in integrity, that weren't in alignment. And have the courage to make the best and beautiful and holy life that you could have possibly imagined. I am going to be leaving the message here. I wish you guys all the best, and I will speak to you soon.